What's up with it, guys? It's your girl Michaela, and we are back with let's try that again. What's up with it, guys? It's your girl Michaela, and we're back with another video. This intro is basically about Off the Grid. Off the Grid was a marvelous trip that I took upon myself to gather some young ladies that I feel like I did this intro last week on my phone, but nevertheless, that knew each other and all that good stuff. So the friend circle worked like this. I knew all of them met each other. So out of the five girls, only one of us didn't, like, we originally did not know each other. We met all in college. So the fifth girl, we all met in college. Two of the girls met the fifth girl through me, a mutual friend. So so me and another girl met the fifth girl in college. But the other three, like the girl who met the other girl in college, but the other two, they're sisters. So they knew girls 1 and 2 knew girls 3. I met girl 3 at Holmes. I don't remember meeting this girl at Callaway. If we did, we just crossed paths and that was it. We didn't really have like a memorable conversation, or we didn't exchange social media for us to remember each other. But nevertheless, we all knew each other on this trip, and the main goal of this trip was really to disconnect, grow closer to each other, or get to know it was 6 girls. OMG, I almost forgot about my girl. The last girl as well, just like as the 5th girl, we met in college. Girls 1 and 2, the sisters, they just met her while we was down there, or they got acquainted. So they were the only ones that didn't know each other, but it kind of balanced out. You had 3 people that knew each other and another 3 people who didn't know each other. So it kind of balanced out. And the same 3 people, it just balanced out. Just know it balanced out. But they were all college age women. We went to Lexington, Mississippi, which was 45 minutes away from Jackson. So we had a marvelous time down there, and I purposely chose something that was not too far away, but far enough to be like we are away from home. And the house I chose was actually perfect. It was in the middle. I ain't gonna say the middle of nowhere, but it was basically in the middle of the nowhere. It was in the country. It took us about like 15 minutes to get there. So luckily only 3 cars drove down. So luckily we all had gas before we went to the house, because we would have been like 15 minutes away from the gas station. We were 15 minutes away from food. So it was like, it's a little food desert down there. So it was very, very nice and very, very relaxing. The only thing they didn't have was a pool, and of course, because we're in the country, we're in a rural area, so I wasn't expecting a pool. But our house had everything that we needed in there. We had some little rodents waiting on us, so we had to clean that up. I don't know if it was newly built, but you can tell it was newly renovated. And I really wanted to buy that house, and I really liked that house. So they put the house on the market, but then they took it off. So I was like, OMG, that would be a nice vacation spot to do trips like that. But nevertheless, if it's meant to be, it will come back. But that house is definitely on Airbnb. I really would love to go back there to do another trip. So I will let you guys watch the video. I'm trying to think all we did. We, as soon as we got there, we did devotion, Bible study, because we got there very, very late. Cooked dinner. Went to bed. Woke up the next day. Next day was like Saturday, so we got there Friday. Next day was Saturday, so we woke up, did breakfast. We went out to the store. We also played basketball, and I did do this video. That's crazy. I don't feel like finding it though, so we're just gonna listen to this one. So the thing is, when we played basketball, it was so crazy that the people there, we had the police would drive by, then he turned back around. I'm like, I hope we are not gonna be profiled in trouble, because we're away from home. We don't have nobody that we know down here that I know of. But it was so crazy and so sad that they have never seen nobody at that park playing basketball, which we can tell because the ball that they had there was deflated. Basically, we just walked around. I had them this plug, so basically no phones during that session. Just listen to music and like listen to worship music, but nothing else. Then we played basketball. Then some weird person kept trying to talk to us, so we left. Did dinner. Well, we had to go to the grocery store to do dinner. Took a shower. Woke up the next morning, and we all went to church together. So that's basically the whole gist of the video. You're going to see some stuff that we did. We had a big old grand time. We did not go into the woods. We had a little shack there that we went down there and visit. We had some cattle that was in the next yard over. I don't think the land that we was on it. But that's 6 minutes. So enjoy the video. Abigail.
Surviving the coldest conditions.
Oh, wait, how many you getting? Two? Alright, come on, everybody got free tries to countdown. Dang it, it didn't. You don't even get my game. Alright, back to the game. No, it don't. It's still in.
How you feeling, Abigail?
I just want to go. I want to go swimming. I want to tan.
Oh. She got it. Oh. How you feeling, Michaela? How you feeling about this game?
You know, I'm the best player in the league right now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Eat 'em up. They only got 2 points.
What's your eat 'em up? What's your eat 'em up movement? What's your eat 'em up movement?
Man down. She done her shoulder. And then on top of that, I stepped on her shoulder. Because she done. Injured player. Play her down.
Girl, you ain't got no fun.
I said we don't have no stuff.
She has no subs.
Referee, get in there.
I am a referee for a reason.
She shot it. Yeah, you do got it.
I did that.
I built the deck.
Well, we can't get it to point down. If she see this, hey, okay. We gotta record the fire. Alright, we can't get it to do it. I'll tell you what. That's what we'll do.
Alright, so everybody bow your head. We're going to pray. Let's clap in. Dear God, we want to say thank you. for the day and for yesterday. As we close out this night, but not yet, it's not the last time we do it. As we close out this night and eating together as a big happy family, and we just want to bless the food at the hands that prepared this food so it can be nourished into our eyes and just bring us good. Just fill us with this food naturally, but we want to be healed spiritually. And we want to say we love you, we praise you, we can't thank you enough for all the things that you have done for us. In Jesus' name, amen. Dig it.
Father, he has done
For me.
I feel like this house has been on the Airbnb thing for a while.
We don't need to see you. Focus. Anyway, next is the rest. There's enough saying Jesus can say, because it always throws some water. We're going to be restored. Restoration through
Sorry, that's great.
You want-
You get a little parts.
I'm going to fill you up that little water. Praise Jesus.
That's what we need.
You have a lemon?
You? Look at us. Right.
Huh?
We talk about it.
Oh, you want more lemon? I think you wanted the water.
Oh, no. Oh, you said lemonade. I heard lemon. I didn't hear A part.
It's not.
No, I want the water
We're gonna get big because this alignment take last and I started. I'm tired. We gonna get
You need to chill. Daddy, chill.
She came. Like one street sign out. Yeah, we gotta
Zoomies are out.
Come on, deep breath. Breathing.
Eagles
take
wings.
this break.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Y'all put it on airplane mode. It's
No,
okay. It's okay.
no.
Put it down. It's fine. Literally, it's fine.
There you go.
Focusing.
Restoration. We were on restraint. She was talking about eagles wings.
Right. Yeah. We become a Goliath.
And you were using powerlifters because, you know,
Another example. Come on.
sometimes we get too big for our britches. Next, we're going to talk about the restoration through confessions from James 5:16. Therefore, confess your sins to one another and pray for one another that you may be healed. Right? So, here James is talking, like what this is back to us. Basically, it's let me talk about this. This is a spiritual and emotional restoration that comes from being open and having people support and faith, right? So it is the healing power of confession and intercessory prayer. So basically, like when it says, therefore confess your sins to one another and pray for one another that you might be healed. Like remember I was talking about earlier, like we are the church, so we have to. We're supposed to be open enough and not willing to judge one another, where we can like and teach of like what's going on. Like when y'all talking about like y'all people post on this stuff about social media on social media, but they never post like them struggling through their sex and somebody left them out. Or if they wanted to be young. But literally it says confession says something like, okay, I just did it, blah, 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 blah. And then we post around and you post pray for me because it's like, I can pray all day, but I might need a little help, praying so you can help me pray out this night. Pray out with you, pray out with you this night. Alright.
That's a party. We're gonna cry.
And when we like come together in prayer, or when we just in general like coming together to meet God, it's a powerful movement. Like you will feel His presence immediately. Like when all of us come together and just worship Him, especially us being young. Ooh, God loves us as a child. I'm not talking about like us being like a children of God. I mean like a child. He loves children. That's why He blesses His people with children. He loves children because they're so easy to be used. They don't ask no questions. I mean they do, but they're not eager to. Yeah, it's eager and desire. And like we're young, and like I like our generation because it's like our generation is. I'm not gonna say we're tired, but we don't want to be like the older generation in a sense. Like what we're doing now, like the social media and all that good stuff. But it's like we're tired of being sick and tired. Like you know how when people do like history repeat itself and like we can go back to slavery, we go back. You know how our people said, who going back to slavery? So we're gonna fight out who? We're gonna be fighting the man out. We're gonna be ready with them chairs how they did in Alabama. Yeah, it's gonna be us. But yeah, so next we're gonna I know that I'm people. Anyway, God's place for restoration. Genesis 45, verse 7. That's it. God sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant on earth and keep alive for you these empires. So here it's basically the acknowledgement that like we basically acknowledging that there is hardships like in the battle the thing like this going through. Remember what I was talking about it earlier, like how we're going to suffer because we're not meant to. It's not meant to be. Yeah, it's not meant to be easy, basically. So we're going to go through some trials and tribulations and hardships and all that good stuff. So it's about like persevering through it. And sometimes He can send somebody to help you persevere, or like a people to help you through it. And also Jesus, the Holy Spirit can help you persevere through it. But it's God uses adverse circumstances for greater purpose. And every time I look at your situation, you just, at the end of the day, just know that something beautiful is going to come out at the end of the plan. Because every plan is not, when you're making a plan, or when you're planning something, the process of the planning is hard. Like, if you're having like plan an actual day or plan an actual vacation, it is hard. Because it's a lot of things that go into planning. First, you gotta be like, okay, I'm not gonna procrastinate this plan. Because you do have to have a due date. Every plan has a due date. It needs to be done by this date. And it's like sometimes God's plan is past. I ain't gonna say we'll put a due date on it Because sometimes we extend our date. We extend our probation. That's what I should use earlier. We extend our probational period. But let me bring forward. Next, we're going to make it all things new. Revelation 21:5. And he who was seated on the throne said, "Behold, I am making all things new." And he said, "Write this down, for these words are trustworthy and true." So, basically, this is the ultimate restoration. I should have known this coming last. But this is the ultimate restoration and renewal of all creation by God. So, like I was breaking the restoration up by bits and pieces, but it said making all things new. So, all things literally mean all things. Like everything we was talking about is all things. It means physical beings, spiritual beings, animals, all that can be made. Foundations, stuff can be made new. And by restoring all creation, it also serves as a promise of hope and renewal, indicating a future where everything is restored and made perfect. Right? So we gotta look at everything and see that there is a future. We already know there is a future. Like we know there is a tomorrow, and we know after tomorrow is gonna be next week. That's technically next week is the future. And we know after next week is going to be another year. And after another year is going to be multiple years. Those are the future. That's why you got to plan for your future or plan for what's coming up. The very real process. Get your affairs in order. Let's say that.
Don't sign up.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so basically, making all things new. I love that song. I don't know that I'm about making all things new. Next, we're going to do compassionate restoration. Isaiah 54:7. For a brief moment, I deserted you, but with a great compassion, I will gather you. So here it's going back so yeah, we know all of this is when we're talking about it, it's basically promises. Because being restored is basically if somebody tell you you're restored, it's make over or make new. And it's basically God is promising us these things. So I want y'all to keep in mind everything the restoration is a promise. So it's basically a promise of compassion. It will bring you knowledge. It acknowledges a period of separation or difficulty. So for a brief moment, I deserted you. So remember when I talked about earlier, how you can separate us, you can be put in a season of isolation. So for a moment, I set you apart. But with great compassion, I will gather you. Right? So when it's time, going back to the plan, when God plans us to take us out, He will come gather us with compassion. Or even though we can put ourselves in that separation on our own, just because He's so graceful and merciful, He will come gather us out that season that we have extended for ourselves with compassion and love and grace. Because it's He knows His kids. He knows us. He made us. I wouldn't know us. Now, He did say, but Jesus did say, He will tell you to turn around from them when it gets time to be judged. But until then, He know all of His children. The time has not come yet.
Restoration boundaries.
Next one is promise of restoration, Zechariah 9:12. Return to your stronghold, O prisoners of hope. Today I declare that I will restore you to double. Alright. So like, try to remain hopeful and know that God will not only restore what you have lost, but in the midst of what you have lost, He will bless you abundantly. Like literally this is what it says, I declare that I will restore you to double. Like meaning like I will restore you to maximum capacity. Like double means twice. Like I said, like God is a God that He surprises, so He can multiple, He can surprise, He can restore you 3 times. However many times you can be restored. Like that's why I was like, said, you can be restored or rejuvenated more than one time. Because like at the end of the day, we can look at ourselves as a battery, right? And batteries you have to charge them. And at some point the battery can run out and die. That's why like we can't, like our car has a battery. We can't keep a charger, like a battery charger in the car 20%. It probably is technology where you can, but for the sake of time and for the sake of this, it's like a battery. And then eventually your car battery dies and it needs to be replaced with a new battery. And it's like maintenance. Maintenance on the car, maintenance on your body, maintenance on your spirit. So like when you maintain something, you gotta take the bad off and replace it with something new. And it gets replaced every so many miles, so many months, so many years. Like that's when you go to get your car oil change, they give you free maintenance thing, they give you that multi-point inspection for free. And they tell you what's wrong with your car, and they recommend you, well, okay, in so and so miles you need this done, and at this so and so mile you need that done. They give that like your spiritual journey, right? But
I was with you then after when you started talking. God is the charger.
It's like a check point.
God is our charger. They say, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like just like the phone. Like let's refer to something. Just like you on it all day, it's that. Right? You need that charger. Well, whatever it is, you need a charger. Right? You phone. Right?
Okay.
Like because you was going all
It's okay.
Alright,
we get the point. Let's keep going.
you have a phone, but your phone don't need maintenance, it just needs upgrades.
Maintenance.
And they die. They get so used when they come out with a new phone, they make the phone stop working because it's ready. They buy a new phone. They make that the phone. No, they make you buy a new phone. That is not maintenance and that's not restoring the phone. They're just getting another one so you can have it upgrade.
Alright, so let's talk about Job. Let's talk about Job. Restoration of his losses.
Because everything that he had in the world fell away, and he was working for the greater good. Because his faith let him go.
Yeah.
Alright, 42. And the Lord restored the fortunes of Job, for he had prayed for his friends. And the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. So, God will restore you in the midst of praying or putting someone else first before yourself. Alright? Because like, for example, well, I ain't gonna say for example, but Job had his own suffering and his own loss going on. Like this goes to the person. Just like how every person has their own suffering, have their own loss going on. put yourself before God for yourself, but you put yourself before God for your friend. And in the midst of that, he be like, okay, hold on, let me get your friend. But while we had it, let's go ahead and spring this back up to 50. Let's go ahead and restore you too. Because like, I remember when I was like talking about the humbling thing, and basically he humbled himself. And he gave them twice as much as he had before. So again, like I said, we see this recurring thing that like in the midst of being restored, he gives you twice as much as you had before. So he multiplied whatever that was, it was lost. So if you did lose your peace, you'll give your peace back, but it ain't gonna be the same peace you had. It's gonna be more peace. That peace plus some more peace. It's like, it's gonna be hard for somebody to come in and destroy your peace because you, not only you got this bottle of peace, you done gave you this bottle of peace. That's a lot of peace right there. In my peace. It's made us, okay. Anyways. Okay, restoration of health and peace, Luke 8:48. And he said to her, daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace. Does it matter? What verse I say? Luke 8:48. Okay, yeah. So, this is the story. This is the story about the woman. This is the story about the. I'm gonna read it. And Jesus was on his way. I'm coming. It's verse 42. And Jesus, verse 40. And Jesus was on his way, and the crowd almost crushed him. And a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years, but no one healed her. So they believed like blood and stuff was like unpure. They believed like Jesus was pure, like blood. You know, like blood is like dirty and disgusting, germs, bacteria, and all that stuff. So yeah. So come up, she came up from behind and touched the edge of his coat, and immediately her bleeding stopped. Who touched me? Who touched me? Jesus asked. Who touched my cloak? When they all denied it, Peter said, Master, the people are crowding and pressing against you. But Jesus said, someone touched me. I know that power has gone out from me. Then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, came trembling and fell at his feet in the presence of all the people. She told why she touched him, and now she has been instantly healed. Then he said to her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace. While Jesus was still speaking, someone came from the house of Jairus, the synagogue leader. Your daughter is dead. He said, don't bother the teacher anymore. So, and again, he said, he'll send them to the synagogue leader, like, don't be afraid, believe and should be healed, right? So, God will restore our health, but we must have faith that He will heal us. He will heal us, right? So, this woman had an issue going on, like where she was bleeding. In order to be, for the bleeding to stop, naturally you have to go to the hospital. and be seen by a doctor so they can catch you up and do whatever they need to do. Right? So we've seen in multiple parts of the Bible, or if you have been blessed enough to like witnesses in person, like I was saying earlier, God will heal the present things that nobody can explain. So like maybe their car accident that somebody was supposed to die in, but they didn't. That's because God saved them grace. Or they was healed or restored from a sickness or an illness that was meant to take them out, and it wasn't. So for example, cancer. God can heal somebody from cancer, but they must have faith that He will do so. We know that there is no cure, we know there is no possible be all in trying to be well from it. So that we must have faith that He will heal us. Like literally, she just grabbed a piece of his clothes. She didn't even touch this man. She just touched his clothes. That's how powerful He is. Like everything around him, if you just touch his clothes. So you just can imagine like us just believing in Him and try to sit with Him or be in His presence and just like have Him. Because literally He can touch us right now. You can see it. Or He is touching us right now, you're just not aware of it.
But then to get into the context of the book, like that woman had been bleeding for years. She was desperate.
Yeah.
Like she had got to a point where like she didn't know what the heck else to do. She couldn't have nothing but by faith. She had nothing else. She probably didn't try this like multiple times, 12 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people get sick. People have cancer, have had cancer for 12 years. More than
Well, I'm not gonna say desperate.
So,
Like, I'm not gonna say desperate.
She was probably needed or needed.
Really
necessary.
Like,
Yeah. That's all I got, guys. That's what I was gonna talk about is healing the nations, but you know God.
what are you doing? Are you turning it off? Don't turn it off.
Like 3:50. Yeah.
Good job.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
I'm looking at.
But yeah, make sure that's the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Drop it in the comment section if I should do another one. That was last year. It's currently 24, so that was in 20. It's currently 25. That was in 2024. I wanted to do one this year. The year is not over yet. I just feel like if it's not done in the summer or fall time, it won't get done because I'm not gonna do anything in the cold. I don't like to be cold unless I do like a cabin trip, but we're supposed to be planning a cabin trip with my church. So that's all depending on how one things goes, and I'm supposed to be graduating this year again. So that just really is dependent on all the factors that we have going on. I would love to this year. I wanted to do a trip, but I feel like it would be more ideal to do like a picnic kind of setting, go to the reservoir, invite a lot of women out to do it. It's really just connecting a lot of people. They really don't have to just be women. It was just so happened that the first group was with women. It had some guys that were interested. But if I extend it to guys, it would be to the extent of just connecting young people together, honestly. Or people that's across different lifespans together. But honestly, I really don't know what kind of trip that I want to do for this year. I was supposed to plan it, the trip that we just went on. It was semi off the grid, but not really. We just went to just this plug in that video you will see next. I think that's the next video that I'm working on editing, so hopefully that video will be edited better. It's kind of shorter, so probably won't. I just piece it together so it can make sense, but hopefully the ones after this I'm gonna start putting some effort in some editing. But honestly, that trip was very, very refreshing, and it opened some eyes, because I love planning trips and I love being intentional when I plan trips. So hopefully in the future I can get those same girls back together and have some different women there. And like I said, who knows if I open it up to doing it with guys. If I do, I will just organize it for some guys for them to do it themselves. Let them do their first one by themselves, and then come back and combine the group. Right now that's the name of the trip, Off the Grid. I haven't came up with anything specific. Our guy hasn't given me anything specific to name. The thing is really just Off the Grid. I was told I could have did like a little retreat for it with the Bible study group I was a part of, get some funding for it, but that would be for just college kids. And granted, I would love to do it for just college kids, but it's really for people really that's not in college too. So it just really just depends on where it goes and how it goes and how it continues to go. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want details on like how the planning process went, how did I choose the topic that I chose, what would I do differently, matter of fact I could do that in this video. Some things I would do differently is to not, I would say not be in control, but not be in control. And what I mean by that is, if something doesn't go the way that I planned it, don't be upset, because if I'm planning something, I want it to go in exact order, and God don't work like that. He don't, sorry. For the people that think he do, he don't. Sorry to pop that bubble, but what else I do differently? That's really about it. Just don't be upset if some things don't go the way that I want it to go. Other than that, everything else went peachy and fine. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you want to know the details, what it took. We all split the cost of the hotel, not the hotel, the house, the food, all that good stuff. We just paid for our own food the first night because we went to Sonics. But other than that, that's the end of this video. I am Michaela Drake, for the ones who know, and for the ones who don't, welcome.